Hi guys, and thank you for joining me. Here we are on a lovely, mild Tuesday morning here in the UK. I hope you're all well. I just thought I'd do a little clip today. I was actually going through that cupboard behind me, which is usually kind of through the year. I just put things in there like we all do in cupboards and go, deal with that at a later date. I come across a load of my old drumming books. And I say old drumming books, they're just drumming books I've had for a long time. Long time could be 2 years or 25 years or 30 years. And for those who know me and my channel, my dad taught me to play drums, Ray Bryan. And actually I found this picture in the cupboard here. There's Dad, look. Very tidy haircut. Playing a Premier drum set. Nice. Looks like 2013-16 to me, or could be 12-14, I'm not sure. And I'm not sure where that is. I think that's Bill Billett on bass. That's my cousin Debbie's father. There he is. And I think that's Vince Parker on piano, who used to be my accountant and Dad's accountant, as well as being a groovy jazz piano player. But look at them there. They look so cool. Check them out. Oh, young men. Had everything to jazz for. The world was their oyster. Anyway, yeah, that's all good, isn't it? So there's Dad doing his thing. It looks like he's had a few beers on board there, maybe not. I think he was quite shy of the camera anyway, so yeah. So yeah, that's the man who taught me to play. Anyway, and what he would do is he would go to Duxton and Pinkers, which was a music shop in Bath, and I think there was a lot of them around the southwest, in Weston-super-Mare and Bristol and stuff. And he'd go into the sheet music department and flick through. And this, you know, I've been playing, I started in 79 when I was 9 years old. So this could be any time from 79 up to about 1985 or something, you know. And he would often come home from work and he would have another tuition book in his bag. So he would have gone over there as a break to get away from work and leaf through some stuff. And he could come back with all sorts. Like one time was Carmine Apice's Real Reggae book. Another time he came back with The Recording Drummer, like this book full of like sheet music for, there was no play along with it actually, which is weird. No tape, because it was tapes or records some days. And it was all like different parts. So if you were going to be a session drummer, you had to read through these parts. You know, there was a metronome marking and a style, and there was the chart, and it was great. So he came back with all these things and rudiment books. And I forgot that I had this like massive tub of tuition books that not were only mine back in the day that Dad bought me, but also ones that I bought because I've been teaching on and off through all my professional career, really from 1990 onwards. Whether it be privately or in schools around Corsham, Bath, Chippenham, Frome, Bristol, you know, Sherborne, Millfield School as well. You know, I've taught many different seats of learning, and also college, Bath College as well, and BIM in Bristol, which I loved, and also Bath Spa University for like 15 years. So it's all been different levels of teaching, and I've really enjoyed all of it, and I still do some private teaching now. So if you're interested, hit me up. Email address. Let me know if you want some private lessons, online or face-to-face. So anyway, I found this brilliant box of books. And as I say, I've sort of compiled these and collected them over the years. And I just pulled a few out. I didn't pull them all out. I might pull a few more at a different point. But first one is this one, which I actually got from Tristan's shop, Drumatic in Frome, which I spoke about many times before. And these all smell quite old and Fausty, which is kind of cool. Yeah, this is Philly Joe Jones' Brush Artistry book, printed by Premier. And I always wanted this. This was one of those books in Duxton and Pinkers when I'd leaf through the drum section. It would always be there. But for some reason, I never bought it. But it's great because it's got this sort of ring bind situation going on. And this isn't a bad copy. And at some point, it was in somebody's drum folder because there's holes there. Look, so they obviously had it in there to transport it around or whatever in one of those flip folders, ring binder things. Yeah, so brush artistry, and it's great because it has a lovely sort of forward from Philly, obviously, and then goes into the motions of the brushes, what the left and the right hand does. That's the trill. The triller's gone. Yeah, so that's cool. And really, I bought this well after the time I was teaching, but well, as I say, I'm always teaching, but it wasn't one of the times when I'd go and buy books when they came out new, because this came out in the 70s or late 60s, it doesn't say, but and it was just one that Tristan had, and I thought, you know, I'm going to buy it because I've never owned it. And I think I bought it the same day as that UFO snare drum box for carries student model snare drums in Ludwig snare, music stand, and snare stand, and a pair of sticks or whatever. I bought one of those from Tristan as well the same day. Another great book here, Rudimental Jazz, by the great Joe Morello. This shows you how to move rudiments around the drum set. There he is. Oh, I actually had an email from Joe. I emailed him back in the day, and I told him about me and my dad both being fans, and I never thought I'd hear anything back, but he did. He wrote back to me. I've got it somewhere. I'll have to find it and share it. But it wasn't very long, short email saying thanks, you know, for you and your father's, you know, fandom and listening and watching, and I appreciate the support. Blah blah blah. It was cool. Yeah. So this is quite a cool book. Shows you the rudiments around a drum set with crossovers and things like that. Nothing, I don't think, in anything that isn't a jazz feel, obviously, because it's called Rudimental Jazz. But, you know, it's stuff that I love about these sort of books. You can cross over and put it to straight quavers as well. There's so many things you can do with it if you've got the imagination to run with it. So that's a good book that I was leafing through last night and sort of in the air doing some air drumming, thinking I should have a go at that. You know, that's quite a good thing. And I think that there's a CD with DVD with this as well, or a CD, I believe, anyway, somewhere. This is a great book. Not many people know about this one. It's called Buddy Rich Today, which came out in the 80s. And it's got some great shots of Buddy there on his Ludwig kit from the early 80s. And it's got a little bit in the back where the guy transcribes bits from Big Swing Face and things like that, which is cool. You know, a few of the drum breaks from Love for Sale, Mercy, 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 Mercy. But it's really, it's sort of aimed at the jazz and sort of rock drummer, because the fills are in both sort of straight and swung time. And there's a lot of linear fills in here, and actually a lot of my linear stuff I got from this book. I mean, I think some of the other linear books from Gary Chester, not Gary Chester, I can't think of the fella's name now. He did lots of great linear books. It'll come to me in a minute. I might even put it on the screen now. But I mean, if they were around at this point of time, they weren't sort of on my radar. So this Buddy book was the one that really got me into kind of sort of four-way coordination and linear stuff. Exercises like this one here. And that one, that one with the hi-hat. Where is it? Hi-hat at the start. This one here. Up here. Yeah, so I kind of fell in love with this book, and I must admit at the time I didn't really see a lot of Buddyisms in it. And I'd seen him maybe once or before I bought this book. Anyway, but these semi-quaver linear things I just thought were really good. And this guy who wrote this book, Bobby Paul, thank you for getting me on the linear tip, because if I hadn't have got this book at that point when I was really receptive to it, I don't know when I would have picked it up. But great book. It's got some great little fills in it in 3/4, 4/4, jazz time, straight time. Love it. I think it's a really, really good book, Buddy Rich Today. It's worth finding. Obviously, it's not in print anymore, but you can find it on eBay. That'd be a winner. Joe Morello studies in 3/4 and 5/4 jazz time. This has seen better days. Look at that. But I got this on eBay, and it was already like this. I think this is actually from the 60s, because it's got the old Joe Morello Ludwig ad on the back. But this is a great book too. New directions in rhythm. You know, lots of odd time signature stuff. Obviously, one of the things that Joe was so good at. 5/4 and 3/4 feels, and it's got you doing sort of natty things with the snare drum over the top of a 5 or a 3. And I must confess, I bought this at a time where I was just kind of collecting, you know, rarities to have. And one day when I've got my big millionaire drum house, I'll have a library full of these books, and all the spines will be sticking out, and it'll look lush. One day, eh? But anyway, so this is one of the reasons I bought this. I must admit, I've not been through any of the things, but you know, sometimes just reading it, I found, reading exercises and sort of air drumming and going through them in my head really helps my brain switch on. So the idea is obviously to get on a drum kit and play them, but sometimes just doing it mentally and doing a bit of sight reading, it's a good thing, you know. So anyway, good book, but I should really spend some time on that. This is a later buy, Mark Giuliano. This is an amazing book, Exploring Your Creativity on the Drum Set. And it's great when, you know, I'm not likening myself to these sort of drummers, but it's nice when sometimes you've got, as a drummer, you've been playing long enough, you've got your own ideas, done a bit of teaching, and sometimes you pick up a book and what they're saying is exactly where you agree with a lot of stuff they're saying. And there's also pages you open and they blow your mind with stuff you've not thought about, obviously. But this is one of the books and one of the drummers that when I saw him play, I totally got it straight away. I think he was playing with, I can't think who he was playing with the first time I saw him. I can't remember. Oh, the jazz bass player. Me and names, I'll put it up here now so you can see it. He was playing in his trio and it blew me away, and I was on tour with Susie and I went straight into the jazz CD shop. I think it's called the Blue Note Jazz Shop or something like that, and I bought a CD, Avishai Cohen, there we go. And he had a DVD with it of a gig, so you had the audio and the visual, and I remember watching it on one of those flip up portable DVD players. That's how long ago it was. And I used to watch it and I just got his playing straight away. It blew me away. And then the book, if you haven't got this, it's really good. You know, it's one of those books that's it's not full of rudiments that's going to wig you out. If you don't know that, it's based around a lot of very, very simple sticking patterns and stuff, but it's about what you do with them. Like, you know, you could get this changing rate idea, which is like a Elvin Jones idea here. And then he gives you a chart, you can space here to write your own ideas and combinations, and then it's like, well, take them around the kit. Now involve your left foot, now involve your right foot. That's just one of the ideas of this book, and I just found that really refreshing. Yeah, it's just full of those sort of little ideas of adding your feet and stuff like that, and then thinking in threes. And I love that idea. I do that in my practice session. I think, what am I going to play? 5 strokes, da 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 da, da 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 da. Okay, it's 5 strokes, 5-stroke rough, 5-stroke roll. Right, left, right, or whatever sticking I want. And then I think, okay, what if I go snare, snare, bass, bass, snare, da 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 da, and then 2 basses, 2 snares, and then you think of it as a 3 and a 2, da 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 da. That's still our 5 strokes. Anyway, but you know, you can really come up with some weird kind of concepts and stretch the time of the 5 as well. Like a dum. It's good fun, and this is a great book. It comes with a DVD as well. And his drumming is just so tasty and fresh every time I hear it, and he makes any drum kit sound great. But those Gretsch kits that he plays, they're on my DW, and I've got a Gretsch kit actually, but more about that later. Oh yeah, just a great player. Advanced Techniques for the Modern Drummer, we all know about this book, I think. Jim Chapin. It's kind of like that book I was just looking at from Joe Morello. You're getting your left hand working under 3s and 5s and stuff. This is just doing it in kind of normal 4/4, but he's involving the bass drum as well. And it's just a brilliant book. And he was such an inspirational teacher. I've never had the benefit of being taught by him myself, but you know, this book is just awesome. Check it out. It's good for jazz players, good for coordination. 2 New Breed books, New Breed 1 and New Breed 2. Remember when I first bought this, it blew my mind. I didn't get it at all. I was like, ugh. But it's such a great book. If you don't know it, get it. It will split you apart in ways that you will be thankful for. And this was for £5.95 from Duxton and Pinkers back in the day. Remember, they couldn't give it away at the time. I remember buying it and thinking, that's very simple. Look, I just go da-dum, dum, 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 da-dum, and that's all right. Then I realised that had to be one of my limbs when I was singing another melody and my left hand was doing something else, and my left foot was off making the tea and my right foot was off, you know, cooking chips. It was a thing. Brilliant book. If you don't know this, check it out. And then we got the second one as well, New Breed 2, which was, I think, was written by some of the students that were taught by him and thought it was would be the next step. And it is amazing. This tore me apart as well, and still does. These 2 books you never get from start to finish and nail them. It's not about that. It's about the journey of what this does to you and how it helps your general playing. Incredible. The N-Reel Drum Book, Vinnie Colaiuta. This is an amazing piece of work. Comes with a CD and the big band arrangements. and you get to see how he thinks and how he works out things in 11 and so on in 15, and it just blows my mind. I'm still going through it trying to get what's going on there with some of the some of those odd time things that he does, you know, in different rates within 4/4. You know, there's a breakdown there of my favourite things, and you know, sevens and stuff. It's like, oh, I mean, I get it, but you know, it's like, oh. But another book that's good to check out and stretch if you're a Vinny fan. I might finish it because I don't want this video to be too long because I've got a few more to show. So I'm going to leave that there, I think. And today's a busy day because I have to get on with programming my SPDS for a gig on October the 24th in Bath at Comedia with Little Men. And the new album's coming out soon, Visions. That'll be the launch night for it. They were having a bit of issue with the record plant and getting... not the actual record plant, but the vinyl company that are burning the discs. I don't think they're going to be ready in time. Who are actually making the vinyl, not burning the discs. Sorry, it's early. So we might have the vinyl for the actual release date of the launch party, which isn't the first time that's happened to a band. You know, it happens if you, if you're unfortunate. But we should have CDs and some online links and stuff for the album then. But anyway, so I've got to program my SPDS for a big rehearsal tonight, and there's one this Thursday as well. So if you want to come along to that, and you're local, check out the website, Comedia. You'll dig the gig. It's great. Nick Allen, local studio owner, finally got his own band doing his own thing. And I produced the album, so if you don't like it, you can blame me. So thanks for tuning in. If you've got any of these books and you like them and you want to make any comments, do so. If you've got any questions about them, I'm not selling them. Sometimes I do things, people say, oh, I'll have that album that you talked about. It's like, no, I'm not selling any of this stuff. And I've got another pile here that I'll go through, but I'll save that for another time because now I'm on 16 minutes and I was trying to keep it short. So I hope you're well. Hope you're all groovy and drumming up a storm. And I'm off to do what I need to do. And I shall see you on Friday. Take care, guys. Bye.